I wanted to talk to you guys about something, and that is the number one way to save money on food this year. With the food shortages possible out there looming, with the definite increase in cost, especially the grocery cost, let's make sure we're making use of every single scrap of food in the kitchen. Hey you guys, I have something that I really want to talk to you about. So while I'm out walking around the property checking on things, I thought we would just chat for a minute. Here I am in the greenhouse checking on the seedlings that we have planted. These are really early seedling mix. You guys can see they're just starting to come up. The soil's a little dry, so we're gonna have to come back in here a little bit later and get them watered. But oh, I can't wait. It won't be long and we're going to have greens, fresh greens. We've got some planted in the green stock in the kitchen right now. These are gonna come along a lot faster because it's about 50 degrees right here. Check out what it is here in the greenhouse. It is just at 70 degrees and it's not even that warm of a day. This heats up really, really nicely and gets us greens really quickly. I wanted to talk to you guys about something, and that is the number one way to save money on food this year. This last winter, my family went on a trip and we actually took all of our own food on this trip, but we were staying in the equivalent of like an Airbnb. And we'd brought our food, and as we were eating and cleaning the dishes, we all commented that there was nowhere to scrape the plates off, and that we all felt really bad because we were throwing away large amounts of leftovers. So this really got me thinking, because at home we always have a chicken bucket or a pig bucket and we scrape all of our leftovers into there, and we kind of have this joke that says we're turning our leftovers into bacon. And so this whole experience kind of sensitized me to the fact that we were throwing huge amounts of food into the trash because we didn't have the pig bucket or the compost bucket, depending on what season it is. And then we came home and, you know, it's easy to kind of get back to your daily routine, just doing what you're doing. But I had already been sensitized to this idea that we were throwing away a lot of food. And so I started paying attention to how much food we were really putting in the pig bucket. And it was a lot of food. It was actually a whole lot of food that we were justifying scraping off of our plates and putting into the pig bucket because we felt good about where it was going and that it was going to feed the pigs. Now that's true. It was feeding the pigs. We were putting it to good use. But just recently, I ended up at a friend's house. And because I'm already thinking about these things, I really noticed how much food they were putting into the trash. It was, you know, just the same thing. They were taking their food, they were eating it. They didn't have pigs or chickens, so they were just scraping it into the trash. And it was a large amount of food. You guys, we have gotten so comfortable, and I mean me. I don't just mean you guys, but as a culture, we have collectively gotten so comfortable with our own food waste that we justify it all over the place. The number one way to save money on your groceries this year isn't by growing a garden. Yes, that will save you a lot of money on groceries. It's not by using coupons. It's not by making better use of your farmer's market or anything like that. Your number one way to save money this year is to stop wasting food. Stop getting more food than you need. Stop letting the vegetables in your refrigerator go bad. Start using every single bit. And the number one way that I found to do that is buy less food. Get less from the grocery store and force yourself to make better use of it altogether. That same practice goes for your garden. Stop bringing in extra food, use what you have already. You may not be using all of the different parts of the vegetable. Did you know that carrot tops are edible? You can completely use them. And if you're growing a lot of carrots, you might be getting rid of a whole lot of food that you could be eating and saving money at the grocery store, saving work in the garden, saving money on seeds, wherever it is that you're spending money. But this year, with the food shortages possible out there looming, with the definite increase in cost, especially the grocery cost, let's make sure we're making use of every single scrap of food in the kitchen. There's enough ins and odds and things that you can't use that the pigs and the chickens can still get their goodies, but let's get better collectively at using the scraps that we have. And again, this is a message to me. This is a message to my family because we need to get better at it, but I really hope that you're gonna join me in that process. Hey, if you want to know a great way to use up your leftover bread bits, yes, the stale bits, yes, the crumbs, the little bits that you're not gonna eat, and even the heels of your bread that your kids don't like, then head on over to this video and check out how I use all of my extra bits.